My name is Donald Mason. Welcome to my channel. Today, smile from your heart again, because the topic is going to be about the Lydian Flat Seventh mode. The Lydian Flat Seventh mode. Now, this Lydian Flat Seventh mode, as you know, the scale in my opinion, this scale is one of the most beautiful scales ever. And it has several names, and the names can be confusing, so you should don't get confused by names. This scale is known as the Lydian Flat Seventh. It is also known as the Lydian Dominant. It is known as the Mixolydian Sharp 4. It is known as the Overtone Dominant, and it is also known as the Acoustic Scale. So all these names are just this. Okay, so I did a video on the basics of the Lydian Flat Seventh mode. So if you are new, or even if you are not new, you can check out that video, because I'm sure I said things that I won't say today, because today the analysis is at another level. In Russell's book, it says, talking about the Lydian Flat Seventh mode 1 major, he says, now the Lydian Flat Seventh scale, listed fourth in the descending order of the principal scales on chart A, incorporates the 10th tone of the Lydian chromatic order of tonal gravity, which is B flat, or the flat 7th degree of the C Lydian chromatic scale, into what is essentially a Lydian structure. So now this is the C Lydian chromatic scale, and we can see that the Lydian Flat Seventh is fourth in descending order. You can see the different tonal orders descending upon the Lydian tonic, which has the ultimate tonal authority. All the other tones have to yield their tonical authorities to the Lydian tonic. So we can see there that the Lydian Flat Seventh is in red, and it belongs to the 10-tone order of tonal gravity, which is B flat, or the flat 7th degree of any key. In the key of C, it's B flat. So here we can see the idea or the concept on the cycle of fifths, the notes around the cycle of fifths. C is the first tone, and we can see that B flat is the 10th tone. And it's so easy because B flat is at 10 o'clock. The next thing you have to know is that the Lydian Flat Seventh mode, or the Lydian Flat Seventh chord, exists as a tonical major chord with a flat 7th degree, rather than what traditionally is termed a dominant 7th chord. See, so that's important, and this belongs to the more outgoing altered members of the 1 major. Now we can see that talking about incoming and outgoing, we can see that Lydian Flat Seventh is a semi-outgoing scale, semi-outgoing tonal gravity. Right? And when you play the scale, you can actually feel it, that's wow. So having said that, let's move on and The last line of this section, which we are analyzing, says mode 1 of the Lydian Flat Seventh scale parents tonical major chords with a flatted seventh. Parents tonical major chords, which means it gives birth to these chords, say, which is what Miles Davis was trying to discover. How can you relate to chords? How can you find their parents? How can you know what scale to play without much headache? Now, when we go to the chord section, you will see that the first is the full chord mode. The full chord mode. And then we come to the C7th. The other is the C Lydian major 7th. So to convert the C7 to Lydian, we just have to add the sharp 4, you see. So then the next one there we have the 9th. Now this is the 9th, this is the 9th, so, and we can see the and then finally we have the 9th sharp 11. So this is the 9th, so we can put the 9th sharp 11th. Right, so now when we understand this, when we advance to the chord sections, or when we look at the chord section, you'll be able to understand, to fully understand the idea. I'm talking about this section. So in this section, where you have all the chords, or not all, you have the main chords, we can see that we have the first degree, the third degree, the fifth degree, and the seventh degree have the same chords, but with a different note at the base. Now, this is one of the most difficult parts to understand in the theory, but when you understand that, wow, it'll give you a lot of freedom and a lot of creativity. So the first chord there is the major 13th, which is this. You know what, I'll just put a C drone so you'll hear what the chords sound like. So we have C at the base. So let's just check out the sounds physically and see what they sound like. We have the Lydian, the major 13th. Then you have the 7th. The 9th. And after the 9th, we have the 9 sharp 11, right? That's a sharp 11, and that's the 9. So you have the 9 sharp 11. And then now that we should understand that this is also a C7. but with B flat at the bass. So we'll come to that later. This will be for the 7th degree. Anyway, and then now let's check out the mode 2 of the Lydian Flat 7th mode. 1, 2, which is D. So we have the 11th flat 13. That's a flat 13th. 13, flat 13. And then for the second mode, I'll advise you to use the 7 sharp 5. So you'll get used to it. Because the note B flat, you know, each mode introduces a tone. So the Lydian Flat 7, the star note is the B flat. On any chord you play, you pull the B flat, if you want. And you'll see that it sounds in harmony. So the second chord will be 7 sharp 5, which is also here. Now for the third mode, it says 1 Lydian Flat 7th major 13, which is the same, the 1 Lydian chords. You play the 1 Lydian chords and you put the third. In this case, it's the third is E at the bass. So let's do that and let's listen to what it sounds like. Right. So with E, if we go back and we repeat those same chords, you'll hear what they sound like. Scale. Seven, 9. See, you have E at the bass, and we're playing the same chords as C, right? Or we can put a sharp 11, and then you see that, and we say, hey, wait a minute. This is a minor 7 flat 5. Oh yes, it is. Now, then we have the sharp 4 degree. The sharp 4 degree, we have many chords, but the same. For simplicity, I'll advise you to just choose the minor 7 flat 5. Minor 7 flat 5, right? And then we come to the 5th degree. Now, the 5th degree, it says that, again, we can use the 1 chords over the 5 bass, which means we have 5, which is G at the bass, and then it's like we're playing this, you see? Actually, this is C13. We just put the 5th note of C, which is G at the bass. And then we have this beautiful tonality which we can use to compose, to imagine, to create, to invent, you know, to improvise. Let's listen to what it sounds like here. So yeah, we have G at the bass, and we have the first chord, seventh, ninth, we have C7, we have C13, we have this, you can put it flat 7th, C7th, right? So that's the idea, because they've asked me this question: what does this 5B mean? What does 2B mean in Russell's book or in the Lydian concept? Now the 6th degree is the 13th flat 9. The 13th flat 9. Right? So minor. Right, minor, 13th, and the flat 9 would be the B flat. Right? Or you play. Then the 7th degree so here we have B flat at the bass. Now the scale, the B flat, flat 7. So the same process. 13, 9, 7th, 9, sharp 11. Right? You can test all the chords. You see that they fit perfectly. And this is C7th with B flat at the bass. So this is the most suitable chord. In his book, Russell says that occasionally a chord produced by one principal scale might be duplicated by another principal scale on a more outgoing modal tonic degree. For example, on its modal tonic degree 2, the natural PMT degree for 7th chord genera, the Lydian Flat 7 scale produces a D11 flat 13, which is a D11 sharp 5. A sharp 5 is a flat 13. But here it's like they coincide. So like a duplication. So it says that that is duplicated by mode 3 of the B flat Lydian augmented scale. The reason is that this occurs because the C Lydian Flat 7 scale is mode 2 of the B flat Lydian augmented scale. B flat. B flat Lydian augmented. So 1, 2, 3, right? Lydian augmented mode 2, say so on. Well, that's all for the moment. So I hope this video has been useful. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Please click on the subscribe button. Right? Thanks for your attention and see you in the next video.